The wind carried with it more than frost in the last light of the dying year. It carries memory, a war-split soil of charred thatch and hung men, of screaming that once rang out when now only crows now speak. The land is old, older than the tongues that named it, and older still are the wounds beneath it. It's stitched shut with salt, blood, and prayer. But not all wounds stay shut. The harvest failed. Again. And with it, the last of the root cellars are near bare. Children dream with hollowed bellies. Mothers, they wake to find their cradles empty, or worse, occupied. And in the forests, where the trees twist like grasping hands, something ancient stirs, roused by the rot of the world. The folks, they whisper of wrong things. Lights seem dancing over the bog, shapes in the tree line that do not blink. Bells heard at night. Though the churches are long silent, their steeples black with crochet and ivy. The Holy See writes these tales off as superstition, choking on the fear to pagan memory and famine's madness. But they've sent no aid, only parchment, only orders. Only men with bright steel and blind faith. And now, something moves. A sickness without name. A silence that spreads like fog, swallowing villages, then their graves. You have heard the call, whether from duty or coin, or visions that haunt your sleep. And whether you choose to answer it or not, the land remembers. The land judges, and the land is hungry. We open to a glimpse within the woods. It is a very dark night, the moon is out. A carriage tears through the tree line, wheels thrashing through the mud and root. It is not built for speed, this vehicle, but for reverence. Gilded edges, holy seals scorched into the woodwork, and the crest of the Holy See shining faintly even beneath the streaks of blood and ash. A holy vessel, defiled and fleeing. Inside it reeks of incense and iron. Smoke clings to the velvet lining. The last guard lies dead across the floor, his throat open to the bone, robes soaked through. The surviving clergy, they sit in silence. Their faces are pale, their lips are trembling, but not from prayer, from panic. Not a word is spoken, only breath, only blood. Outside, the horses are half alive, foaming at the mouth. Their flanks are pierced with broken arrows. Their legs tremble beneath the weight of exhaustion and agony. They have just run beyond reason. They have bled to get here. And then they stop. A clearing. The edge of a tree line. The final stretch. And then it happens. From the dark beyond the path, figures surge forward. Not soldiers, not beasts, but shadows with knives. Mercenaries twisted by coin and cause. The carriage becomes a coffin. The priests are dragged out, screaming into the soil, one by one. Silence devouring their cries before they rise past the trees. Above, black wings circle. Ravens. Dozens. Watching. Waiting. And unseen, just beyond the edge of the brush, a child watches. Their eyes as dark as coal. Their skin like milk gone sour. Motionless. Expressionless. She does not blink. She does not cry. She simply watches. And with that, welcome to session 1 of Harvest. We enter within a humble place. Not a fucking tavern, that's too generic, but something that is quite literally a humble place. We reside within the town of Wrothe, and we find ourselves within the domain of the vicar, the church. Toiling away the hours, their mind fixated on their duties. Chris, would you like to introduce us to your character?
Yes, I'd love to. Do I need to go through a description this session?
Yeah, well, what do you look like generally? What are you up to? Give us a general synopsis about yourself. How do you carry yourself?
Within the humble domain of the church, Esna is adorned with robes far too pristine and clean for a world such as this. Perhaps cleaned by others who expect them to carry a sort of image, if you will. But underneath, their robes are heavier than some of the other priests, as underneath things are hidden. They are known for wearing sort of a headdress, something between a hood and a crown of gold that weaves into a bone-like structure two humble antlers that stretch into 2 different points. And from the look of the crown, it looks intentional, as if the antlers were a part of this headpiece and not a part of something else. For the most part, their face and their body is covered, but for those who truly know them, they can hear the sound of hoofbeats wherever they step. Well, or is that just the wind, considering no one should be able to hear that sound? But some don't see toes underneath those robes, and they don't see long hair flicking about behind them, perhaps something else. But regardless, people don't really question Esna, considering they are a wizened vicar, or a growing vicar, if you will. Not one of high status just yet, but one respected enough that, despite the curiosities of their looks, no one really questions them. And so they walk with grace and a little bit of pride, knowing that, for now, this little town is safe.
You find that as you are moving throughout the church, the normal happenings are occurring. It's a normal time of day. People are kind of moving in, bowing their heads before the Maker, praying for something, anything. Some people for cures to ails, some people financial benefits, some people a quell to their fears. As this is happening, you hear the footsteps coming down from above. Footsteps that are all too familiar, from the office of the person who is not above you while he constantly acts like it, a person by the name of Father Benedict. As his eyes narrow, he looks down upon you and says, "Vicar, keep your legs straight and off the fucking carpet. The last I need is your filth rubbing off on it. You may be the vicar of this establishment, but I will not have this place dirtied. But your legs are clean. You haven't left this place all day." He seems to be barking like normal.
Of course, Father. I apologize. I haven't bathed to your expectations.
Yes.
I'll stay where you ask of me.
I believe that eventually you might be clean enough to walk around this place. Until that time, we shall see. He kind of wanders off. He's scoffing, as normal. Grabs a slice of something that he procured from the shop not too long ago, and makes his way back to his office, as if he was just checking up on you. You begin to hear a knock on the door. There are 2 taps, not 3. It seems someone is kind of expecting your arrival.
I'll go to the sound, being mindful of where I step and making sure my posture is straight as I go to greet whoever calls for me.
As you brandish open the door, you begin to notice a familiar face. Jacob, would you like to describe your character, Warren?
Yes. Warren is a older man of 35, 36-ish, and what he's wearing is of linen pants of a tan color with a white top on top of it, a wool white top, and a simple jacket over top of that has a hood attached in case it rains. But what he looks like is he is a man of average height with brown hair, cut short with white strips or white encroaching on the sides where sideburns are, and a goatee adorning his face. If you look at him straight on, you can see he has tired eyes that just want the day to end, but knows that he needs to keep on going and cannot stop until the work is done. But he carries himself in a proud of what he is way, where he does not show any doubt in where he's going, but keeps himself straight up and looks to be going places with a purpose. Esna. What am I going for?
It's good to see you, my friend. How tall is your character? That you kind of...
He's gonna be 5'10", 5'11".
The size of a building.
I want
20 feet tall.
Yeah.
I want to say that Esna is quite it's like on the shorter side, maybe 5'5". And so from underneath their hood, they peer up at you, and you see their two different colored eyes as their trained face breaks just a little bit of a smile.
So, you are a gravedigger. Most of your tasks have been kind of gathering the bodies that just kind of appear around town, some of the bodies that have been shipped into the town. Occasionally, you may dress these, or you may take these to certain areas. Maybe their organs are drained. Maybe some of them are taken to the asylum for certain experiments. The ones who can afford a burial get a burial, and those are delivered promptly to you for you to finalize the process of their burial. You've been working all day. Most of these bodies have come in from out of town, none from in town, something that bodes very well. But strangely enough, you begin to notice that a lot of the people that have been coming in town, the bodies that you have been burying, they are people from here, or at least somewhat familiar faces that you've seen before. Most people, as you know, never want to go outside the town. Most things that leave the town are certain to die. Unless you're very well versed, and most of these people, they seem to be the common folk, people who just create food, some cobblers, this, that, and the other. They're not suited for that environment. You notice that there's something that might be wrong. It's like, why is there an influx of people trying to leave? You bring this up to the vicar.
Esna, quick question about the individuals that I've been burying. Why are there so many city folk, townsfolk in this group? They don't usually leave, and I haven't heard of a sickness going around. What's happening?
Do I need to roll? Go ahead.
Yeah, give me a privy. You can use your disc contest or your int. It's up to you.
Privy.
What's all you privy to?
Privy. Perception.
Me and my disc powerhouse.
This for the first roll of the campaign.
Yes! This will set the mood for the rest of the campaign.
Oh, that's not bad.
What in the
Oh,
heck is that disc roll? Holy crap.
84.
That is not bad. You're cooking. Okay, cool, nice. All right.
Even better than
am I
mine. I'm at
still-
disc plus 10.
Ooh, am I back at a level 1? Hold on.
You have charmed
Are.
proficiency because you're rolling at least 10 dice, so you're going to basically succeed and crit.
Are you not at level 1, Esna?
Hold on.
Is everybody at level 1? Hold.
They get +5 because their disc is high, and then it would be +1, not +3 for the preview, eh?
Yeah. So like if you have a +5, then it'd be a +1.
So then it would be 6, which is still 10.
It's still charm proficiency.
Yeah, and
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
more what mine is at. Okay, I was like confused. I was like, how did you do
Highly
this?
insightful.
I know everything.
Please,
Yes.
you're so privy to things.
So you've been kind of walking around. You've been hearing there's been a lot of talk about strange deaths. Some people are kind of talking about the plague. Some people are asking about if a plague doctor is by. No one's really talking about specifics, but you are very certain that a lot of people are scared of some potential plague or illness that is going around. You also hear some mentions that there might be something regarding a famine. You guys have been you have had a surplus for years. Like, this has been like a stable growth most times. And sure, like, the last year's harvest was a little bit weak, but like, the idea that you guys are running dangerously low and there's not enough food to go around is something that's kind of new that's hitting you. This is a very odd thing. You're not completely certain, but that is all that you know.
I'll glance behind me to the praying believers and carefully stick one foot out of the church as I step onto the unclean ground, and close the door behind me and say, with a solemn face, I pray that the Creator hears our calls and worries soon, but perhaps I am not as efficient as I would hope that I can be, but
You're fine. Father Benedict is a piece of shit sometimes, but you're doing great, all right?
You hear two loud stomps from above the floorboards. Clearly someone is listening in on your conversation.
Yeah.
the hair on my arm kind of goes on end, and I shake my head and I say, I just said the line. Belay that. I'm not cleansed enough today.
He's used to your jabs back, so much so that he's kind of almost waiting for something to kind of come back. There's a pause in the floorboards above, just assuming that you're gonna clap back with something. Maybe you're letting him off easy this time. He thinks to himself. This time.
Next
time, though, not next time.
You hear from up above, through the cracks above the floorboards. Don't you have things to tend to within the town, Vicar? Your normal duties of moving around the townspeople, checking how everything is currently going, levels of corruption. Along with you being the safeguard of this town, you have looked after many a people. Most of the orphanages are full of creatures that are non-human. Most people that walk around are constantly a little bit weary because there's such a surplus of non-humans. Most places, this would not be allowed, especially by the practices of your church. But strangely, your town hasn't fallen under any form of scrutiny. So you have been a benevolent and very providing vicar of the town. But you every now and again might like to check up on these people, just to see how they're doing.
Hearing the commands from above, he'll pull away from the door and kind of fold his hands in front of them and take in a deep breath and say, walk with me as I do what is asked of me by the Creator, please.
Yeah.
Perhaps I will quell your spirit then.
Roll me a dex.
Oh no, why?
No reason.
Oh, Esna? Okay.
Yeah, roll me a dex contest.
Oh, I mean...
It's not super high. So you begin to converse, and instantaneously a bottle whizzes by you and smashes against the church walls. It's coated in grease filled with shit. It doesn't touch you whatsoever, but it was very clearly aimed towards one of you two. Considering you don't come here that much and you don't really ire too many people, Warren, Esna, you pretty much assume that this is very much for you. You completely avert and dodge out the way. If you turn your gaze towards the direction that it came from, you might hear this brutish old man kind of yelling obscenities.
Hey, fuck you! It's a vicar! Can't do that! I'm sorry, Robin. It's old Tom. He's a bitch.
Tom is indeed a bitch, which is why he's not confronting you.
Yeah. I am all buys. I would stay away from him. He's drunk right now. Don't worry about it, though.
You kind of hear some slurring in the background. Oh, he's doing shit.
Tom, go back to your wife, okay? Tom,
Hanging around
go
corpses
home.
all
It's
day.
10 a.m. It's 10 a.m., damn it. You can't be drunk at this time.
Every day's a good day for drinking. He kind of smiles and holds like a broken bottle.
Come on now. There are children running around. They don't want to see you fucking looking like that. Get out of here.
He kind of like consoles himself and like kind of like holds himself. He's like, Mary, I haven't checked on the kids. He kind of like runs off.
Bye. Man.
You will continue through the town. Most things will kind of go as normal.
As we're walking to the town, I will speak with Warren. I'll speak with Warren and say that I've heard that the people are afraid, and I'll keep my voice quiet as I'm talking to him. Say I've heard that the people are afraid. They're worried that a plague has started to spread through the town. This I don't know if there's any truth to it, but I do know that this is one of the worst famines that we have seen in my lifetime. Things are starting to become fearful.
As you walk, you are going to notice that there are children and adults kind of peeking outside their windows. Some people around corners that kind of stop conversation. It's like it's dead. Especially as you kind of mention the plague, you're barely speaking loud enough for anyone to hear, but people can maybe catch glimpses of it, especially because you could hear a pin drop. Everyone is waiting to hear any form of word, and after you say a couple sentences, every now and again, you'll hear quick whispers before silence again.
But must prevail.
Let's get to the orphans. Let's go talk to kitties.
The people need comfort. They need to see strength. That is all I ask. And then I will follow after him.
You begin to continue to move. Warren, is there like a specific place that you'd want to visit on like the vicar's normal trips, as in his normal trips?
Probably we'll go to the orphanage first.
Okay.
Or just because are we seeing kids that are human? They're running around at this point.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of human children that start to begin to populate more and more and more. It's very common. You're very, very knowledgeable about this. Your ear low to the ground. Most of these are orphans. They run around. You see some kind of swindling people stealing loaves of bread while like trying to deceive. One kid distracts, the other takes. You see some playing games and winning forms of money, just small amounts of Signum and Armila. Every now and again, you'll see children that are not human, Indras, for example, but they stick to the shadows. Even though they're supposedly invited to live amongst everybody else within this town, they very much do not wish to interact. You see these glowing eyes peering through the darkness, crawled up in a curled position, just scattered around the place.
If we pass by a stall that has like bread or fruit or something like that, I'll grab like a few Signum, throw them on the ground, and gather a few of them and put them near where those eyes are.
You'll see a bunch of children kind of collectively rush out, trying to scramble for the cash. They kind of withdraw back into the dark, but one kind of remains, their eyes slowly drifting up towards you. Kind of uncertainty, kind of fear, kind of happiness. They don't know what to make of it, but you see a lick of gratitude. It's as if they might have not have eaten for days and you just provided them a meal.
Get out of here. Go enjoy it.
They scamper off and you hear them muddling in the you will eventually make it to the orphanage. It is a dilapidated hovel. It is not within a good section of the town. You control a large section, Vicar, but what you don't really control is a lot of the mercantile aspects of things. That goes to the purveyor. Most forms of currency, establishments for deeds, and various other things, that goes through a different channel. So even though you would like to help, you can only do so much as you just kind of watch the decline of everything. And this specific town has kind of allowed the orphanage to kind of grow more and more. Little amounts of money even going towards it, most of the children starving. You see all the children kind of rush to the window. Some of them like making fun faces, some of them kind of like banging on the door, some of them holding their hands out expecting like something to be given to them. They all reach towards you, Esna.
That just makes me want to cry. Esna will be steel of face at least, and bleeding of heart, as they can't offer anything, but they'll touch their hands upon the children that reach for them and smile to the others and begin to loosen up just a little bit, making a funny face here or there at the ones that are a bit more aggressively playing in their direction. And as it goes on, their footsteps will become lighter and they'll almost seem to drift instead of walk in meditation. They will have more playful dancing steps.
You'll hear, like, within the interiors of the house, every single hand that you kind of brush across, you'll hear, one kid kind of holds his hand to the sky. You could see through the cracks of wood. They just yell, Vika touched my hand! We're saved! The Maker, he's gonna bless me! He's gonna bless me! I've been chosen! And you hear one child that just kind of instantly belts out, the Maker doesn't choose half-breeds. Know your place, filth. You just hear the child just kind of pipe down a little bit.
Hearing this, where's the halfling child?
He's kind of like, if you're sitting in front of like maybe the second window as you're kind of passing through this orphanage, he's kind of by a chair that's very close to the window. He just kind of deflates and sits upon it.
Oh.
You'll be able to speak to him or even poke him if you were to like go and stick your hand through the window.
Now, it's not up to us to know what the Creator has to say. Is that right?
The children kind of look towards you in awe, and the kid who made the remark starts to kind of close his mouth and kind of shrink away. He looks at you, and you very much are not human, this Sylvanati in front of him. Your radiant crown of golden light shimmers above your head, showing him that you were indeed chosen by the Maker. To speak against it is to speak against him himself. He kind of scrunches away, and then you hear a kind of muttered, like, apology.
I'll lean down in sort of a playful sense as one hoof steps forward, and you'll see that it's in the shape of like a deer's leg. It's specifically the fallow deer with some speckling through down his leg, and he'll poke the child gently on the nose with a smile and move on over to the child that's sitting on the chair, where I'll go and ruffle their hair.
He'll kind of like bear his smile. It once again returns to his face. He kind of like throws up his shoulders. He doesn't get like played with much, especially kind of like have that physical interaction. So like you feel like a buzz of energy that kind of fills within him. He feels a lot of pride to be what he is.
We may not know our place here in this world, but there can still be something made of us.
You can tell he takes it to his heart. He doesn't exactly know what to say, but you have spoken to him and actually reached something within him. His head lifts a little higher than it did before.
That's so good.
Warren is just leaning against the door frame, looking out to the town, just listening in. It's like,
one kid kind of like leans against the door kind of by you, and then he says, so you get paid for burying people?
yeah.
Do you make a lot of solve?
Depends on the person.
You need a pair of small hands?
I already got a pair of hands, but thank you.
Well, if you need a pair of more grippers, he just kind of like has like the
pair of grippers. I got an assistant already, kid.
Well, if you need 4 pairs of grippers.
All right, you go. Hey, go be a kid. You don't need to work right now.
How do you expect us to make any form of living? We need some food that can only...
Come back. If you want a job with a gravedigger, come back when... How old are you, kid?
Could be 6. Could be 19. Who's to say?
Well, I'll say you look like you're 7.
He throws like a scowl towards your face. Is like, how do you know? I could be blessed with a short stature.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people want. They want to be blessed with short stature.
I want to say Esna looks like they're like 19 for all they know.
Kind of shuts his mouth a little bit. He kind of says, I'll take you up on it. I'll come by the office maybe.
Come back whenever you get to 10, and then we'll talk, all right?
Maybe that'll be tomorrow. You don't know. He just kind of...
It's 3 years from now, I can guarantee it. Don't come if you come by tomorrow, I'm gonna bring you back here.
You hear that, boys? I'm gonna be a gravedigger. Yes. The boys just kind of slow clap towards him, like, great job. We'll see if that dream comes true, like all of ours. You guys kind of peruse around. The orphanage is well met. You've come here often, every now and again. A lot of the kids kind of know who you are, Esna. The kids know about you, Warren, but they haven't really interacted with you often too much.
Fine. It's fine.
Some of them want to very much so, apparently.
Like, all right, I don't need to deal with this kid.
But you remember that there was a individual that kind of came to town recently within just moments of dying. They were partially nursed back to health. The last time that you saw them, they were in the graveyard. You're not exactly sure of their condition as of current, but you've done your best to kind of nurse them back to health. You've reached out to connections. They've kind of made some visits. The one lead that you got is they might still be in the graveyard. So you think to head there.
Esna, can we head on over to the graveyard real quick? I might need the Maker's blessing for an individual that might be there.
Oh yes, that's true. Let's make way that way. Let's make our way.
You guys will eventually make your way down to the graveyard. It's a very sparse place. Warren, you know for very certain that most of the graves here are very empty, and if they aren't, then they're just filled with bones. A lot of secrets and a lot of word says that undead might crop up if there's a spawn of enough meat. Some superstition talks about things called carrion gardens. No one really knows. But there's a general wariness. Most towns just toss their dead directly over the wall. The idea of your profession is very sparse because most people do not like to have formal burials. Areas with mass graves, frowned upon, a lot of superstition. So you find yourself very blessed to be in this town. As you make your way here, you notice that some of the graves are open. Some of the bodies that have been dropped here, the cadavers, they have holes partially ripped in them, flesh kind of taken away. Some have bite marks. Very peculiar, because you haven't really heard of any necrophages just running around town. Warren, your eyes instantly jut towards the bush.
Bloom, are you taking things from the bodies again?
Wyatt, would you like to describe what your character is, what they look like, what they're doing as the music fills the graveyard?
The music that was filling the graveyard slows down and then stops, and the bush parts slightly, and you hear a voice come out. What? Me? Why would it be me?
Well, it's kind of what you do.
Well, it could have been me. It could have been someone else. I work for a living.
I know. I pay you.
I know, and that's what I mean. You should know out of anyone.
Yes. Yeah, you're doing great. Did you see what happened here?
Something that you would have seen is periodically a cloaked individual kind of moving throughout the night. Their body is kind of showcasing some veins, maybe some reddish flesh. Every now and again, they will jump on the corpses and kind of leech from their neck, perhaps like other portions of their torso. After this event kind of happens, they just kind of scurry off. Every now and again, they'll come back within like a couple hours' time.
Well, now that you say, I was pretty deep in my muse last night, playing the night song, and there was a chap that went through here, all cloaked and hunched of sorts. He was digging around, and I had just assumed that he was helping you while you were off taking a nap.
Okay. And when did it stop being an assumption of them helping me?
When you came and yelled at me.
Okay. I'm glad we're all on the same page. All right.
Do you need
When was
me?
the last time? When was the last time?
Last night.
Last night. Okay.
Yes, the dirt is quite fresh. I'd say that one at least was last night.
All right. Well,
I miss children.
you mean you miss the children?
They miss you too.
All right. Is the individual that I've been trying to bring back to life, or at least heal them back up, are they still here, or did they walk off?
So, Warren's office is not too far from the graveyard. It's kind of just right across from the bush. You can see every now and again, like there's a window, there's a light that kind of comes through illuminating silhouettes. Sometimes you could see figures clearly. The body, as far as you can remember, as you were peering through the bush, they were just kind of laying atop a table. They were getting partial blood transfusion at the time. For whatever reason, Warren talked to you later that day and said that they seemed to be ensanguinated, blood almost completely drained from their body. There's some weird facet about them. They kind of thought that they were cursed. Something about the color of their skin, the veins kind of going through. It was very odd.
And just to be sure, that's not the same person, correct?
This would be the so yes. So in the middle of the night, you would see this figure kind of jut up. They kind of get off the table and then they instantly crawl and scurry to dear life to one of the corpses. Since then, they've been kind of coming out from different directions from the shadows to kind of take from this. You assume that if you kind of want to find them, it probably should be kind of close to now that they might hunt for some more cadavers. It's usually a similar amount of time given hours.
Well, now that you mention it, that individual that was helping you, I guess not helping you, but the individual that was digging up your graves looked an awful lot like your friend that you've been helping. Maybe a distant cousin?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's probably not a distant cousin, or
An uncle.
maybe a twin.
Ooh, I didn't know they had siblings.
They might. We don't know. They've been kind of incapacitated, so I can't really ask them too much. But it might be the thing.
There is a yeah.
Person.
You probably would. I think you do. Yeah, you actually came to visit them whenever Warren kind of talked about the person that they found. So when Warren was there within the room, kind of bringing them back to life, you kind of popped into the room and kind of watched over them, making sure that everything was okay. It's kind of your business to kind of know what goes on around town, even if you can't do much about it. You need to know almost everything at all times. So eventually, whenever they had partial consciousness and they were talking, they did speak with you to some degree. So conversation kind of goes on for a little bit. You guys bicker back and forth. The fleshy mass that is located within the bush and the gravedigger.
I think we didn't get your name for.
Yes, that is right.
Oh,
Wyatt,
yeah.
please give a description.
You would have approached the bush near the hole that was dug in the ground. As you approached the bush, you know what lies in, as you've met him before. It's a 4-foot-tall bush, about the same round, nice curated, a good graveyard bush. Parting the leaves outside would lead you inside where the violin softly played. A fleshy mass of tendrils wrapping around the branches and even down to the main stem of the bush sits atop the ground. It's almost as if the bush and the fleshy mass was one and the same. A violin sits atop in the center of the bush, being played by tendrils of flesh, and beneath the violin, a small top hat is placed. The kind voice comes through as earnest and sincere.
There is a form of clatter that you kind of hear. It comes above you. The rooftops of houses. You hear the creak and the plings of stone roof linings being tapped upon. As you kind of look past like this dark side of its artifice, you notice that there is a form slightly peeking above, almost as if it's waiting to kind of go into the graveyard, but it seems to be waiting. Josh, would you like to talk about your character?
There is a very, very cloaked individual that is sitting up above, waiting for an ambush, the perfect time to attack the gravedigger in specific, in order to obtain food for their body, as they are starving.
Thirsty.
They are very malnourished. We'll go with malnourished. Yeah. They're looking upon the gravedigger as fresh blood, right?
Oh, okay.
Fresh food. They're waiting for them to be alone in order to strike. They kind of look upon you with thirsty eyes, and they have a drive inside of their body, as if it's a drive not to necessarily just kill out of, like, you know, sport or like anything else like that. Like, they have sorrow, but there's a drive to survive. Right? They need to survive, and they kind of like get ready for a leap, right? They are as you look into the cloaked individual, you can see a little bit of their face. Their face is kind of like reddish. It's not necessarily like normal human skin, right? It's red, and then the vascular system, as far as like the body goes, like you can see through their arms, except for one arm which is bandaged, right? That their skin is red, but their vascular system is definitely black, right? So you can see the shiny black throughout the shiny red skin. They are not human by any
You
means
also have
whatsoever.
special eyes.
I do have
Heterochromia.
special eyes. I do have heterochromia, and it's a very, very interesting case of heterochromia. One eye is essentially a golden orange with kind of a similarity to a campfire at night, a guiding light. And then the other eye is a very, very bluish and violet with a white streak through it, as if the nebula in the night sky that you can see sometimes in the winter. It is a very interesting eye set, but they do carry themselves with a little bit of confidence, but they do have a sense of fear, as they have seen a specific individual multiple times that they do not like, and that would be the vicar.
Vicar, they recoil before you. I'm sure you could fairly easily notice this. Would anyone like to do anything in return? This creature that stares upon you.
I played gentle music.
I mean, I would grab my shovel.
A lullaby drifts across the wind, a Warren very ready with his shovel, bracing for the attack.
This is the individual that we've taken care of, yes?
Oh yes, very much seems to be.
I'll step closer to Warren and sort of cling on to his sleeve as I look up towards this figure and say, "Now, if you've gone and regained your strength, it might be time for you to go. Unless you're willing to speak with me again."
You remember them being quite nice. You're very familiar, this nameless individual. You were very familiar with the nature of the church. Esna is a anomaly. She acts not like any of the stories that you've heard, any of the people of the church that you have seen. The fact that you're still standing without her trying to attack you in any way, shape, or form is kind of a miracle in and of itself. You're wary, sure, but something seems oddly inviting about this particular vicar.
The nameless one will simply throw out the map that they have inside of their bag.
You see a map unfold. It stretches across the floor. There is a rugged, or I could give the description, but if you want to.
Oh, I'll go ahead and do that. So the nameless one will throw out the map, kind of like spanned open. There's multiple different areas throughout the wilderness that are kind of like semi-marked, but there's a very, very big circle around one specific area, and it is this town, right? Vicars have literacy, right? If I remember correctly.
Yes, vicars do have literacy.
Okay. Upon that red circle, there is a word next to it, Feline. And the nameless one essentially like doesn't speak, but kind of like signals, like
My
they'll
discernment is
pat their
high, so-
chest and then they'll point down to the ground and then they'll make like an X with their arms as if they can't leave.
Oh,
I can understand.
I'll pick up the map curiously while also keeping my sight sort of on them so my back isn't turned, and stand straight up slowly and say, they're stuck here somehow. Is it... Why can't you leave? Is it too dangerous?
They'll kind of wave their hands as if like, you know, like it's not dangerous for me, like I've been out there before, right?
Then are you restricted from leaving?
They'll also wave their hands again in the air
go ahead.
in kind of a no fashion, and then they'll pull out their journal, right, and they'll start scrolling through the pages looking, and then they'll just throw the journal like after they reach the page that they want to, and then they'll pull out a couple items. So one of the items that they'll pull out is a very, very crude child's drawing, and then 2 wedding rings.
Oh, what can I roll on that?
You can do a discernment. This is checking your general understanding of the situation with the elements that are presented before you.
Uh-oh.
I have 2
4.
weddings.
That's a 4 results. I think they can kind of... it's kind of obscure. I think you could give them like a decent amount of information.
Okay. What you understand from the movements as far as the nameless one is making is that they're waiting here for someone. A lot of the look in their eyes is kind of just like sorrow as far as like when they pull out the wedding rings, something has gone terribly wrong. Right? And
Yeah.
they don't really understand how to explain it, but they need to be here because of the person that is coming for them.
What
Looking through all of this as their head will kind of turn back and forth between everything here and gather it all up together at the closer to where the nameless one is and kind of back away from it and say, I don't understand. Are you here? Will this town keep you safe, or is there something, or are they coming here? This is terrible news.
You can definitely assume that if someone was coming, they are not currently here yet. Most of the information from people who kind of enter the town usually gets to you some way or another. And as your previous roll that you rolled before, you haven't really quite heard of anyone who's kind of entered in besides this individual that is now before you.
Individual before you will step forth, however. Hop like 1 step forward and then just signal to them, the 2 hands up, like calm down. I don't think there needs to be an altercation. They seem to be more fearful of you than literally anyone else.
Esna will sort of spread their hands to the other side of them, almost like as if they're about to preach. But they say nothing as they gesture towards your belongings that you can grab now.
Esna, you feel something. You're not exactly sure what, but you feel something. It's almost like a premonition, but it quickly fades just as fast as it comes.
Hmm. Was it a good premonition or bad?
Who's to say? You guys can continue. Just wanted to let that be known.
Turning slightly to Warren now, I'll say, our friend here, the nameless one. They're waiting. They're waiting for something. They're waiting for someone.
Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. Go back. The name is the nameless one.
I haven't received any name. Have you?
No, I didn't. I don't know what did. I thought they might have wrote something in that little journal they got. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here trying to make sure that they don't attack anybody.
Oh, I think that'll be fine. Although they're probably due for another meal, if I'm afraid.
You know that the asylum has.
Just looking around at all the graves that are already dig up. It's like, these bones, their bones, they're not even in there. Maybe that one. There's not a lot of blood to that one, though.
You know that there is a surplus of blood that can be found in about 2 different places. Most people might go to the occultists. For some reason, those bastards always obsess over blood. And then there's another place which deals often with it for transfusion, which would be the asylum.
Oh.
I mean, do they bleed the children? It's also a blood factory, that orphanage.
Again, I thought you were gonna say that. It's like one of the 2 places is the orphanage. Like,
it's time to go back to the orphanage.
wow, that's crazy.
That's why the kids are afraid of everybody.
Time to go get blood. Go back to the orphanage.
Like
Not the children.
it's like a Capri Sun, dude.
We're bringing the child. We need to bring the child that must be a grave digger. This is it.
This is a shot.
This is your time.
Oh God, we're all going down an evil path here. All right.
What happened to all the children that want to become grave diggers?
So, this nameless one is hungry.
And
from what I can see, they eat flesh. Looking at the nameless one in a questioning tone.
The nameless one will look back and then kind of look down and then look back at you and then just kind of nod very, very solemnly. Like they don't like the task, but it's what they eat.
Does it have to be human or people?
How do I explain this? There's gonna be a whole bunch of like a slew of hand gestures that kind of like go on. And like one of them's pointing to the brain, and then like there's like a circle, and then like pointing
Roll
to the
me
brain
a
again.
contest.
Yeah.
I thought with my wife spoke with her hands a lot, but you've taken the cake.
If you can surpass a 5 disc contest CD5, then you will understand what they're trying to say to you.
I would assume because I've helped them that I kind of know what they need.
Oh yes.
Just
All right,
a discernment, or can I add anything to it?
Do you have any modifiers that you would be able to add, do you think?
I mean,
do you have a cure? Any points in cure?
No.
Okay. Just a disc
I
contest.
have identify.
Identify would be able to assist. Yeah, you could add your identify modifier if you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say you can add dis to identify.
Plus. 1 before. Oh, it didn't do anything because I didn't put R. Let me try that again. I've been playing in Roll20 for many years now, guys. I know the lingo. That's a crit. That's a crit.
That is a crit. Holy shit!
This is the first crit of the game. Let's go.
Are you a doctor? That's fucking crazy, dude. Your knowledge is fucking...
I have to get.
I mean, morticians and doctors aren't that far off.
Yeah.
Your knowledge of the anatomy is quite extensive. Your general assumptions about their anatomy as well, with what they kind of need. You can kind of assume the rest You can gain every single bit of information about the anatomy of this creature. You actually might have probably come across the corpse of one of them, even though you didn't exactly know what it was at the time.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
basically the blood of of a mortal. That's what I need.
blood of a mortal. Okay.
Yeah.
How?
Mostly, generally speaking, humanoid characters. Normal humanoid characters that were birthed naturally upon the coil.
All right. All right. Unfortunately, from what I can see, we got no more people in the graveyard that you. Maybe old Jeffrey over there, but he's almost on the cusp of turning into a skeleton. So not a lot of that. Could go the cultist, or we can go right outside the wall.
Most likely, the wall would be picked clean. Most every single night, the necrophages will tackle what's outside the wall, especially Indra's.
Likely just the occultist and one other place. But
Well,
I give them some organs every once in a while and let them drink some blood, and they let me come to them. Okay.
Esna says nothing, just looks at you with a slight math, like a little bit unsure, but also understanding at the same time.
Lauren, you get an inkling that the Bloom might want to attend this. There's something kind of interesting that piques your mind. You're not really sure why you hadn't really made the connection before. But you think that it might be an interesting encounter. You know that this occult is a little bit off his rocker, a little zany, a little nutty at times. We.
We?
You know him as We.
We.
The royal we.
We.
Okay. So we can go and talk to We. All of us. That's looking at you as well. Looking at the Bloom.
No.
We can all go.
Tindril doffs the hat at you.
Yeah.
But I do need to know, can you, and I'll look to the one that doesn't speak and I'll say, can you tell us who's coming and if we need to prepare?
You are literate, so if you want to spell it out within the dirt or scribble it on something, you're fully able to.
No,
And the
the
vicar should
nameless
be
one
able to
would
read it.
definitely write it in the journal for the vicar.
Warren and everybody else, you see eldritch symbols that scribble upon the white page, unknowing
Not
of any
Eldritch-
meaning behind the
not
symbols.
Eldritch. Okay, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, because that's an actual thing.
That's an actual thing.
Amazing. I don't want to go insane.
No. You see weird, funny-looking symbols, funny little letters from the magic person, just kind of jotting down on the page. You're not really sure what they mean.
I guess for Vicar, you're gonna get a little bit more of the Nameless One's backstory, but the sister of her fiance is coming to town. No need to worry, they're coming to town for them. They go by the name of Faylene.
As the shoulders will kind of relax as they come to understand and nod and say, "This is good, right?"
Well, good is kind of relative, you might think to yourself, considering that they will need a constant supply of flesh. If they've drained corpses this much and you're going to visit somebody for blood, they will definitely need blood again. If an efficient method isn't found, things might get hairy.
Yeah, the Nameless One will also write in underneath that they have been here before.
Warren's just looking over the shoulder, trying to read, and just like, it's just a bunch of squiggles.
What does it mean?
I'll
The letters, Mason. What do they mean? Tell me, Esna.
yes,
It's just a
Warren.
bunch of squiggles. What do they mean?
Warren, have you seen the holy books?
Yeah, I can't read them, but I've seen them.
It's similar squiggles. It's all right. Not holy text, mind you, but it's.
Yeah, the
I'll
Holy Bible.
tell you.
The
Okay.
Holy Bible.
The Holy Bible?
No, the Holy Bible. The Holly Bible. Sorry.
I will tell you in just a moment.
Okay.
As the Nameless One and I are talking back and forth, I assume that we're not touching. I'm just like setting down the book whenever it's time for them to write again. I'll ask. How long until they're here? And is there some way we can address you?
The nameless one will just shrug. And they'll start writing something and then drop the journal and stand back a little bit, remembering something from their past that they don't want to remember. The letters you'll get is A and S in the journal.
I'll touch my hand over all of the writing and just shake my head and look to all of the unearthed graves and say, if this continues, I won't be able to keep you here safely much longer. We need to find a better way to sustain you. A way that doesn't hurt anybody, as far as I know.
At this point, the nameless one will step back a little bit in distrust, as if, like, you know, they will take that as a I will have to kill you mentality, and they'll take a step back and they'll hiss.
Don't do that.
And show their fangs.
I'll show my shovel.
Esna will stand and take a step back in a sheepish manner and say, I know. I understand. I'll look to Warren and say, we probably need to go get a supply for them for now and see what we can do from there.
I'll go the wee and I'll try to see if I can get a week's worth of blood.
Do I know if I can be seen alongside a bloom in this?
Oh,
town?
yes. I mean, like, people probably haven't seen a bloom before necessarily, or at least a lot of people haven't.
These aren't
But
hostile.
no, they're very, very nice creatures. They're just not nice to look at, being a mound of corpses.
And the nameless one understands kind of what's going on between the conversation, right?
Oh, yes, you would understand.
So the nameless one, very, very, I guess, cautious of the vicar, will give a money bag to the gravedigger. This will have 10 crown in it.
That's a lot of fucking currency.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The nameless one will go ahead and, like, you know, poke at the chest of the gravedigger and essentially be like, point at the money and then point to the town and then point back to them. I guess they would have to roll discernment for this.
You want me to get more of me?
I can translate.
I can try discernment.
Run
it. Let me see if I can get this.
No, Warren's gonna try.
Yeah, Warren will try.
I'll set the success at 3.
No.
Oh God! All right.
2. I get it. You want food? I'll come get you some. I'll go to Benny's and we'll get.
Fucking Benny's.
They will kind of, like, you know, like push into your chest again, then point at them, and then point at the money, and then point at them, and then point at the town, and then point at them again. And it's just like
steak, ultra rare. Got it.
I pick up the journal and kind of offer it between the two of them.
I can't read that.
The nameless one will go ahead and write in the journal, right? And it will be, the change goes back to me. And that's it. That's all they'll write.
It's seeing that you'll hear the tiniest little and say, you have my word.
So,
okay.
You would like to make your way to Wee?
Yeah, we'll go talk to Wee.
You guys will peruse.
Is one coming with us?
Would they like to join?
The nameless one will join, but only, like, on the other side of the vicar from the undertaker is going to be between them and the vicar.
Okay. Let me plop your player characters down real quick. There we go.
The bloom will also uproot and follow behind just a handful of steps.
Wandering through the masses. It's a time of day where a lot of people are kind of just sprawled out. It's safe to move closer towards this time of day together. So a lot of people are just kind of with their friends, with their family, people that they kind of have close to them. Some people send sneers at you. Some people kind of look hopeful towards the vicar. Some people kind of spit upon the floor next to Warren.
What did I do?
The nameless one is gonna latch onto the gravedigger's sleeve and just kind of hold it.
The occultist shop is just beyond the passing. You begin to notice a lot of people kind of shying away from an individual within the center of town. He's very jubilant. You kind of look upon him and notice that he's wearing no clothes. But strangely, you can't really see any of his giblets because the whole of his body is coated in a thick grease. The man kind of...
Guy?
Huh?
Is this the greasy deaf guy?
Greasy
Deaf guy?
From Family Guy.
I don't believe
Sorry, continue.
Sorry.
So he kind of like flops on his back onto the floor, falls prone, kind of smears around, and then kind of gets back up, and then he points to the ground and yells at people to grab a hold of his grease. He starts like taking his fingers. If people send him like a weird look or like a hint of, hey, I don't want to fucking deal with this right now. What are you doing? He'll scrunch his fingers up and then dig it into his ribs and then start rubbing in circles while crouching and kind of growling towards them. Pseudo primal stance, strangely enough. When you guys kind of get near this guy, he'll turn towards you with excessive jubilation, and then he'll just smile widely. He brandishes a glob as he kind of streaks across his chest and holds it up, like kind of in front of you guys, saying, "Would you like a taste of my grease?"
Do we know this man?
I don't fucking know, do you?
I mean, I've lived here for 4 years now. Do I know this man?
Sure. Sure. You know that there is an eccentric man that likes to pedal outside of random buildings. He's never usually in the same place at one time. A lot of people know him as the slick salesman. For whatever reason, people might want to buy grease from him. I don't know, because it seems like he wants to fucking sell it and he's somehow making a living. Yeah, he kind of just slathers off portions of grease from his body and then just kind of ushers it towards people. He's not made of grease. It's limited. It's kind of pricey for that reason. Depending on the section of his body, you'll get like different amounts of grease.
The nameless one make a signal towards the gravedigger. They'll point to themselves, and then they'll point to the man, and then they'll make a line across their neck with their hand, and then just kind of shrug.
The man says yes, and then kind of thrusts his hand towards you like a finger gun, just kind of like grease kind of flings off his fingers towards your general direction. You can wipe it against your neck if you want to.
The nameless one is gonna see this as an attack, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Cool.
The nameless one.
How much to hold you there?
Say again.
How much to hold you there? Like, how would I stop you?
So you would perform a grapple. So this would be a brawn contest versus their. Well, I believe it's a brawn contest. No, against their AL.
44 plus.
If you have brawler, then I think you can use your modifier from your weapon proficiency. But
I don't have brawler because I'm not a brawler.
Hi, I have one question.
yes,
Is this grease good for fire?
Bad.
it might be good for fire.
No. Oh no! Oh no!
Is okay. I'll just keep that in mind. Thank you.
Wait, was that a critical success?
No.
That's a 1, my guy.
That's a 1.
Oh God.
Well, the man is here.
I would
This
like to roll.
guy
reflex.
might die.
You can try to roll a what would you like to do with your reflex? This would technically be a reaction.
Yeah, as a reaction. I would also like I would want Warren to intervene first, but if I see it doesn't work, then I would want to stop. They get between the nameless one and the salesman.
If you want, you can try to convince them to partially stop. So you can use a politics modifier. Use your ALR, do an ALR contest plus your politics modifier. You're using that against the dis modifier of the nameless one.
You mean I can't use my dis? Okay, fine.
This is diplomacy. You're using your charm. You could also technically use intimidate but I don't know if that would just escalate things or not. But
that's not really
Fours.
as a thing. It's either.
So what is your dis modifier, Mr. Person Nameless, Mrs. Person Nameless?
Do you really want to know? It's a 5.
This will unfortunately fail. You will not convince them at all to do anything.
Could I? Does it still work that I could step in front of them?
You can, but all of your guys' turns with
step in
movement
front
order.
of me? Do you really want to? Is the question.
No. Well, I did my reaction. I don't think I can do any other thing, actually.
The nameless one is actually going to roll and identify before acting, if that's okay.
Sure.
Or finishing the action. So the identify is upgraded by dis, which is a +5. God, why are all these terrible? What the fuck?
I mean, that succeeds. You don't need something super high. Base normal.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, from the most part, it looks like a human. He has arms, he has legs, all of these things.
The discernment was against my allies. Essentially, like, are they trying to stop me?
Yes.
Okay. I will kind of like the grave digger is trying to stop me, correct?
The gravedigger is trying to physically stop you, trying to restrain you. The vicar is trying to talk you down.
Okay. They will understand the gravedigger trying to, like, because the vicar is a little bit of a different story right now. But they will understand what's going on and just kind of like halt themselves. But you will see them reaching for their bandages around their arm.
The man does implore yet again, "Does anybody want a taste of my grease?"
No thanks, Slick.
I'm afraid, sir, we are in dire need of other supplies.
Why?
Excuse us.
He kind of snaps his fingers. You see like a slick form of grease just fling onto the wall beside him. Maybe next time. And he just kind of like slings off in a direction, kind of like almost as if he's skating atop the cobble.
Is he fucking skating on the grease?
Yeah, he's just slipping and sliding.
Does a fucking triple axel.
Under my breath, as Noah will say with kind of a light voice, that could cause a city fire.
As you kind of walk over his snail trail, you kind of continue and move forward. Strangely, I do not have a thing for the occultist shop, so I will return us back to the locations. Boop. Boop. Here. So what you guys will come upon is a shop. It's not really dilapidated. It's kind of well kept, strangely enough, because it seems like he doesn't really get much service. You know this for sure, Warren, that almost no one comes in here. Strangely enough, it still stands. You guys walk through. The door creaks open. There is a smell of death and decay. You're not sure if it's coming from behind the counter or the many jars filled with strange, half-alive creatures, severed hands, and weird yellowish, pinkish fluids. Nonetheless, you kind of walk up to the counter. Warren, you know that the way to summon We is to kind of bang upon a bell, which is just nicely placed next to a hammer, right next to the counter.
Whee!
There is a loud that kind of like belts out. You see stumbling across the floor. Before you see anything, actually, there's a lining of growths on the floor that you are stepping on. It's very, very weak where you guys are, but as you look around the counter, you see that there are scarlet flowers that begin to bloom open. These things are made of flesh, it seems. They are all dripping blood. As they kind of bloom outwards, they kind of drift towards the direction of your party. You hear a, "Bought friends, did you?" You see,
I did bring friends.
there's a large, gigantic man which begins to kind of walk in. He's the size of probably 3 men. Perhaps he ate 3 men. He's a grotesque amalgam. His body held together loosely. Perhaps in a past life he was a rich noble. Like, given his obesity, he certainly was fed well. His guts are bursting forth. As your eyes drift up, he has no head, only like a maroon gape. There's a pale parrot that kind of sits within the stump, its eyes kind of hollowed, veins kind of drifting up from the esophagus, leaching onto its flesh, the wings kind of flapping endlessly. The mouth shifting in a slight chitter, occasionally just chipping, so you can hear like a tapping noise, perpetually just kind of every now and again making itself aware. It looks towards you before releasing a loud, "What do you need?"
Do you got any of those bodies still left, or any extra blood or flesh around?
Strangely, I'd never suspected a gravedigger to run out of corpses. Seems like you'd have a surplus.
You'd think, right? Everybody's dying to get in the graveyard, but...
The nameless one kind of like peers out behind the gravedigger, as they did not like the look of this individual initially, but just kind of like looks out.
The head of the parrot slacks to the side as if the neck just breaks, its head slowly drifting towards the direction of the nameless one, and then the vicar, and it stops at the vicar. You notice that...
Mind you.
Oh, yes.
Watch it intently.
There is a tendril which begins to pierce from behind the eye of this parrot. From it, you see that there is a flower that blooms, thorns that are kind of angled. You've only seen this happen, Warren, whenever he gets angry, which is very, very rare. You find that there is a hiss that starts to come from the garden growths that are lining the floorboards. This thing begins to shout incredibly loudly. The walls of this place begin to shake. "You've brought an ill weed in this garden."
I did. And we'll get out of here as soon as we get what we need.
He instantly shuts his head to the side. His neck cracks back. You see a tendril kind of spur forth, and it kind of dances around the location. Eventually, it kind of ends up beside the fellow bush, which kind of walks around. Matt Morrill, you are very aware that this is a fellow bloom. Boris. Oh, no longer Matt Morrill. I need to change that. Boris. Boris, you will notice that this is indeed, in fact, a bloom. The bloom regards you very kindly. "Though there are weeds in this garden, we have a nice visitor, a flower of the garden. How are you, my friend?"
Boris will raise his top hat out of the bush and tip it at the bloom and says, "I find myself quite fine. I do enjoy being around another one of such myself, and one so finely off. Garden you have made quite well.
Such compliments from a foreign visitor.
I'm pleased.
He kind of like, his body kind of flays open, organs exposed, his arms reaching wide to the sky. He is in high jubilation as a spritz of like bloodied mist just echoes towards the sky. His body then folds up closed.
I wish to talk with you later, if you can, whenever your party leaves.
There's things that must be done in the garden. You see the head of the parrot kind of twitch yet again, snaps back to the side and drifts towards Warren, its beak laid cracked open. And from the side of its jaw, it just kind of mutters,
You've come for something?
Yes, I have. I need a few of the bodies that are here.
Bodies?
Yes.
What need of you for bodies? You've yet to tell me.
The nameless one is gonna step forward of Warren and kind of like make a kind of waving motion, and then just kind of like write down in their journal, and then kind of look very, very dissently with
What I will say is that something that all of you will know, because all of you guys have come from towns to some degree. Any form of mercantile residence, shady or not, is by the allowance of the purveyor to attack or disgruntle. Like, if you disgruntle them, every shop has their own policy as to how they handle things. You disrupt the status quo and the flow of money too much, there is hell to pay, and even going to hell may not save you. Like, there is a lot of power behind the purveyor. So most people tread lightly. Not to say that you are going to do something different. This is just knowledge which permeates, like, within any mercantile shop is a relative sacred ground. Even criminals dare not do harsh things within these types of zones for that reason. It's a quick way to die.
Yeah, they're just looking kind of shadily towards the vicar, and they'll like kind of point the page at the vicar that they're transcribing, and it says, "I don't need the body, I just need the blood."
Perfect. You see that he kind of stretches out tendrils and it starts to wrap around multiple different vials. These are very large vials. He kind of brandishes across the table. One of these holds the blood of 2 mortals. Don't ask me how I got it.
I know how you got it.
Don't share our secrets. He kind of slaps the table 3 times in jest.
Understand, but I mean, like, don't just... Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry. You can gather blood and put them all inside of bottles. The difference behind these, he kind of taps the jar. You see a kind of rune that he inscribes on one. It starts to boil the blood before kind of disappearing and fading, as if like the chips that he made within the glass are now just kind of repaired. These bloods will maintain for as long as you have them.
You will say that they are almost immune to the goddess Mirla.
If you want a large supply of blood, I can give you everlasting supplies.
What does that entail? You can't just say I give you everlasting supply.
Everything has a cost, Warren. You've never come for blood before. His body.
I've never needed blood before.
Its body kind of flays open. You see that there's a lot of flesh pouches that begin to expose among the viscera. Multiple different tendrils kind of reach in these flesh sacs, and you see varieties of different coins that he just kind of ruminates through, like the little holds in his little flesh tendrils. All of these are keys to power. Most things cannot just be obtained by gold, but by here I live by coin. You see a tendril race up to you, Warren, incredibly fast. This stops because obviously you know that we doesn't necessarily want to hurt you, but it seems like a violent intent. Where every single wayfarer has a mark upon their body. This is known as the word brand. It is a faint, glowing runic symbol that is ever just encrusted upon your body. This is something that was given to you by a person that you met a long time ago. Some people might refer to them as the Artificer. Where would this pale, glowing artifact be upon your body?
Upon my body? It's going to be on the on my forearm of my right arm, like on the inner portion of my forearm.
You see that there's a tendril that instantly wraps around your arm and kind of pulls it taut as you're kind of jutted forward a little bit. Another arm kind of like slightly and slowly draws back the clothing upon your wrist, revealing this glowing symbol. We offer grand services for wayfarers. If you prove to truly be one, everything is possible. You see that like the tendrils start to retract and he coughs, and then like there's a mound of flesh that spurts from his mouth. Everything is purchasable here by wayfarers. The bird throws a smile towards you guys. All it costs is sovereign. Do any of you have any crown? It's 1 per vial. Smiles as he brandishes the vials of blood.
You know I got crown.
Oh, the gravedigger has spare change. Drop it on the table, dear friend.
I'll drop. So each of those carry 2 people's worth.
Yes.
Right? I'll drop 3 crowns.
He'll give you six full human bodies worth of blood and then splays them out in front of you.
All right.
The other coins just absorbing into his flesh after he just kind of slathers the table.
All right. This should be the end of our transaction right now. Thank you.
Perfect. You hear a loud scream from down below. And you hear like a loud thump that starts to like stomp upon the ground, the noise silencing as like every single flower holds still within the room. We pauses. And then he looks back towards you and the parrot smiles. Is that all the business that we're doing?
Esna's definitely tense, but he is holding true. They are holding true.
My vicar, you will have to join in this building another time. We long miss the weeds in the garden.
All right. That's the end of our transaction. We will be going now. It's always a pleasure. I'm hurriedly getting Esna out of there.
Hey, as you're walking out, like you might occasionally look back to see that he's not planning anything. He's just ever twitching, almost strangely still, the eye of the parrot constantly fixated on the vicar. If the other bloom within the party would like to try to leave, there is a tendril that will stretch out and
I'll stay.
Okay.
I will give the shopkeeper a respectful sort of nod of farewell.
You will hear a mind your steps, Vicar.
The town is very untrusting recently.
Some would say they blame you. The eyes of the parrot ever staring.
I went to investigate that.
Roll me,
I will actually stop my steps.
roll me a, do you want to try to compel him to tell you? Do you want to, like, how do you want this interaction to go? What are you trying to get?
Speak first. Stopping at my steps, my attention will sort of kind of fade as I look towards the bloom and say, what news have you heard in this space that I know I rarely wander?
We hear many things here. We hear everything. You see, like, there's a multitudinous amount of mouths that begin to open and kind of protrude through the cracks in the wall. This multitudinous form of maws begin to kind of chatter, all kind of holding different forms of voices. It's reminiscent of like a grotesque form, a small child, another a woman, another a grown man, all of which are throwing out sayings, saying that the vicar poisoned the well. The vicar is having dark dealings with eldritch gods. The vicar has allowed this town to fall into despair. Everything that is kind of like ushering towards you is all collecting upon the idea of famine, plague, someone is causing this, who's to blame. There's only one answer within a town that is left to fester, and then all of the mouths collectively scream, Vika.
That does hit deep for Esna, but as their jaw gets a little bit tense with guilt on the inside, and they'll say, I may walk this town with every reverence that I was raised with, but this is your shop, and I respect that. Is there anything else you might have heard that would be useful to me? You are one of my people here.
Well, I cannot deny that the vicar has been quite nice to me. Though your people burn my gardens, you have allowed me to flourish.
One of the good weeds within the garden.
And so I shall impart upon you this, vicar.
You see that there is a cadaver that starts to kind of like inch as if it's worming across the floor. A tendril begins to drape flesh within its mouth. As this happens, the creature begins to stand even more and more. This corpse begins to walk towards you, and then it stands in front of you with a slacked jaw. Would you allow it to touch your head, Vika?
There's only one way to provide insights into the mind.
What can I roll to see I can trust this?
You can roll.
Again, Warren is standing behind.
You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Warren's
Nameless one is ready with a sanity assist.
Roll for me a
Give me a discernment, please.
discernment. You can add your politics modifier to this to know generally restrictions of what can and can't happen to you within this establishment, alongside just general notions about what it's intending.
Getting it put together. 1 second.
They're fine. Yes, that'll do. That'll do for sure. So you know very, very well, people can give you threats. Maybe some normal people that live in your town are stupid enough to test that. This creature isn't. It lives within your town, even though it's under the purveyor. It doesn't want to attract the wrong attention, especially of that of the Inquisition. It is lucky to be still breathing, because there's a lot that you could do if you wanted to. So he honors your presence and will not be hostile, despite the fact that historically a lot of things has happened between you, your background, and his. He doesn't mean you any harm. He genuinely wants to show you something. Whether or not that's a good idea, well, I mean, occultists deal in everything. Be that unholy, be that dark, sometimes even holy, sometimes even hex-based, elemental.
It's anyone's guess what he wants to do.
Out of desperate curiosity, Esna will allow it to happen. He'll nod to we.
You see that the corpse in front of you, its slacked mouth begins to grow stiff and grows into a large smile. Its mouth then expands and then swallows your head. It's as soon as this happens, you find that there's a glow of light that you see within its esophagus. From the outside, all you guys see is an undulation, a flesh that has kind of consumed the head of Esna. Nothing's happening, but it is kind of pulsating and moving.
Do I see
Esna,
more
roll
Sixth
for.
Sense?
Sorry?
I have a
With Sixth
question.
Sense, do I
Oh.
see more?
If you're Esna right now and you had Sixth Sense, then maybe. But no.
Okay, but I'm not Esna. Okay, fair enough.
Esna, what is your dis? Do you have Sixth Sense? Is your dis at least 10?
Yes.
It's a 12.
Okay. As soon as you look within the so you look through the esophagus, you see this light that begins to pulsate, and eventually it feels like it's trying to tell you something. Your will almost wants to kind of grab it. You begin to reach towards it, and strangely enough, something pulls you in. You are thrusted into a mindscape. You're not exactly sure what you see, for everything around you is dark, and then very suddenly, flashes of images scroll across. Give me a sanity contest. Your CD is 5.
Oh no.
Hey, you will fail. So, you feel a bombardment, form of energy, hot and cold. You feel like your flesh is melting and then freezing. There is a strew of just a variety of images that you see, fractalized, strange, non-Euclidean forms that form before you. Some of them for seconds within the kaleidoscope taking some form of shape. Within this, you see a small girl sitting at the edge of the wood. A bunch of priests slaughtered, their holy texts stolen by a lot of miscreants. A child sitting within the bushes. You see this image kind of fade away into nothing. You see rain of fire falling from the sky. People, thousands, hundreds of thousands, humans strung on spikes and pikes, their heads severed and adorned to walls, people writing their blood atop of buildings as if they're trying to ward something off. Flips to another thing. You see a mass of over 40 different high vicars, one pontifex, kind of belting out towards the sky. As you're standing and kind of witnessing this mass of humanity kind of begging for something, it all disappears, and then there's a man that kind of appears in front of you. He has a beard, he seems homeless, he seems like some just random guy. His mouth begins to open as he begins to brandish a knife. He starts to pull out his tongue and slowly cut, and with each cut, you hear and feel words entering into your mind. They all speak of apocalypse. They all speak of the end times. There is non-stop doom-saying, harrowing, endless cries, and then the tongue is severed. He then offers it to you. Will you take it?
What can I roll for that?
What do you want to roll for it?
If it's a wise idea or not, so I guess discernment with
Whatever you think might help. If it does, then I'll say that you can add it. You can make an argument for anything.
what all can we see?
Really cure and survive for the ones that you've got. That'll give you any.
Yeah, maybe survival.
Okay.
So is survival good?
Sure, yeah. You picked up a lot of instincts when dealing with things from outside in the wild. I'm imagining that might give you some inkling as to how to handle some situations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. You know that, especially with your religion that you kind of adhere to, the Maker is sacred. It's holy. This is very obvious. But most of your knowledge, what you guys represent, it all came from somewhere. The church itself, the pontifexes, the highest order within the church, they even answer to something, even though everyone goes to them, and to them it's the apostles. The apostles are these everlasting corpses which are ever only spoken about in rumor. Some say that people listen to their severed tongues and it speaks forth power and the intention of the maker itself. There's many other forms of cultures which dive into the idea that you can use tongues to convey with the dead, all of which, these all have to do with supernatural aspects of something. Sometimes it's not necessarily benevolent, but it's non-hostile. Sometimes it is very, very bad to tinker with. You're not sure what you're being shown. You're very sure that it's important. You don't know if you want the tongue or not. That is completely up to you.
Aw, don't do this to me.
Would you like the tongue?
I roll bad on my insanity though.
So increase your stacks of sanity by 1. If you reach 5, you go insane.
Okay.
Would you like the tongue?
Take it.
Josh did not help me. Staring
Instantly killed the whole
after
party.
thinking of everything, Esna will look between this perfectly seemingly normal homeless man and the tongue and whisper a prayer under their breath of asking for guidance before they as they try to reach for the tongue.
You currently don't hear anything, and then suddenly a feeling comes over you. You felt the warmth of the Maker before, anytime that you've used some abilities that you've been given. This feels like a slight compression upon your shoulder. It's warm. You're not exactly sure what this means, but you feel slightly comforted.
Okay. Then
You're
I
reaching out for
will-
the tongue?
Yes, I will move forward with it, feeling assured someone has my back.
You open up your hand and the tongue falls into your palm. Instantly, it begins to radiate unholy energy, and then it starts to kind of burn into a crisp before reforming back. It's in this weird flux state. You feel like this should be melting through your hand or something. There's something that should be happening, but there's a form of radiance that kind of radiates, a form of light that is coming from your hand, kind of creating a space between it and the tongue. Eventually the tongue subsides, it stops wriggling, and it stops shriveling, and eventually it is just there. You find that the flaps of flesh start coming off of you. Mucus and tons of weird oozes of various different parts of the body just kind of coating you. This flesh mound retracts. You kind of open up your eyes, and if you could get your sight, if you look down, you feel something in your hand. You see that there's a severed, blackened tongue that now rests upon your hand.
And I'm back in the shop, I assume?
Oh, yes.
Oh, Esna will close they'll drop their hands so their robes sort of hide what they had just been given, with a sharp gasp and say, I need to see the sun for a moment, please. Do you expect anything in return?
Oh. It's been paid. Not everything is paid in sovereign.
How?
Have a nice day, Vicar.
With a wide-eyed stare, I'll quickly turn and rush to leave and sort of like clean my arms and say, I need to clean myself.
You had a question,
How long did that take for us? Was that like just a second? Or
For you, it was instantaneous. There was not like all you saw was that the creature walked up to Esna, swallowed them, and then after like give or about like 2.5 to 3 seconds, it was over.
Okay. What was happening in that entire interaction for that 2.5 seconds was his left hand was slowly going up into his sleeve to grab the deck that's in there just in case something happened.
He's eating my friend.
And then he quickly just changes his hand back out there. It's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. We'll go outside. Yeah.
The nameless
when you
one
guys
definitely has a curiosity. Because
grabbing as many bottles as I can.
I will say, before you guys leave, anyone that has above 10, which I think currently is Esna and the Nameless one, you will hear a bunch of whispers kind of permeating from the tongue. Some screaming, some crying, a lot of maddened chatter. But one tiny voice that is trying to get through, and all of that, but it's kind of hard to hear with all the noise. On your guys' way out, Wyatt, was it Barnabas? Boris. But you see that the parrot's head kind of turns to you.
As you see, I have a garden of my own, and I do thank you for your compliment. You are free to come whenever you like, but since I now know that you're in this town, I have a lot of flowers that path their way across towns. One town, known by Chaucer, has a weed in our garden. I'm sure you're familiar with the lotus.
The lotus are basically, think of like witchers, but a little bit more fucked up. They kind of are the parts of humanity that took to dealing with the scourge of things coming into the coil and finding ways to deal with them. They're the most well-read when it comes to killing creatures, how to banish them. They do a lot of dealings with the observatory along with other scholars. They're incredibly knowledgeable. They're incredibly rare, but there are a lot of them. Some of them go searching around. You know, as a Bloom, that the biggest threat to your existence is the Inquisition. For once, any creature of the Holy See of the Maker wants you dead, and if not that, then members of the Lotus, which wish to burn down the hearts of the garden, and most spawn that come from it. Yeah.
Of course. What have them dealings with you?
well, nothing. And I'd like to keep it that way. Within Chaucer, I have felt the presence of a Black Hand, which is one of the highest rankings of the Lotus members. They have come skulking about. I don't know why. Perhaps they have heard something about our town. Perhaps they figured out that I exist. Perhaps they hate my little Petunia.
There's like a tiny rat that's like half alive that's ever twitching inside of a jar filled with like oils. That's just kind of like right next to him, and he kind of looks fondly to the rat that's just ever twitching.
And you say, time I'll be playing light violin background music, and I'll say, of course, Petunia.
There's like a nice tapping that you see kind of coming from the walls as he's kind of enjoying your music.
You soothe this garden, and I'd like to see you soothe it even more. I shall place upon you a duty. I must be here for my duties. If you find yourself within the town of Chaucer, and you come across a Black Hand,
bring me his head, and you shall be rewarded. One less weed in the garden.
1 second. I will tip my hat at him and say, well, the gardens should, of course, look after themselves. We should excise any prickly bush that does not fit with our beautiful, beautiful vines.
You must have been birthed from a special place within our beloved heart. Do have a nice day.
And he kind of smiles, the chittering ever happening from the parrot's mouth.
I will continue to play, hat still tipped, and say, "You as well. May your garden be effervescent and eternal."
Those of you who are outside will kind of hear the building kind of creak at this point. As soon as you leave, there's a pause, and then suddenly there is a uproarious kind of slithering that kind of happens. We is pleased. You know this, Warren. You're not exactly sure as to why, but you are certain that he is pleased for some reason.
He had a good day.
I'm Esna is shivering outside and to rub all of the ick off of them.
Before you are able to collect yourselves, you notice that there is a person that begins to run towards your general location before slipping on the floor. They're breathing heavily. They can't manage their breaths. They get up and then they kind of collapse again. They get back up. They rush and then they bump into Warren. They hold on his massive muscular chest. No, I'm joking. Just kind of like kind of slam against your torso. Their eyes just kind of drifting upwards. You see intense fear before like they turn back behind them and then skirt around you and keep running.
Well, that was rude. They looked extremely afraid. Does
The nameless one would wish
Perception
to roll a
against the way they were
cure
looking? Yeah.
or a discernment.
Run it.
Can I roll
Percepting
both?
that way.
Sure.
Ooh, okay, fun times. All right, so
What are you trying to figure out?
I will roll perception, which is a +5 naturally because of the +10 dis. And then a cure to see if, like, essentially I'm trying to figure out if anything was left behind on them.
So you have a charmed proficiency with this, so you'll automatically succeed. Oh yeah. So what you see, perchance the nameless one, is that they didn't really drop anything. I mean, maybe there was like some elements of like just a little bit of dirt on their shoe. They didn't really drop anything. They definitely seemed afraid. With your general dish, you know that they are indeed running from something down that way. Warren, that is a disc contest, I'm assuming?
That's a critical failure, so it doesn't matter what I rolled or what it is.
The nameless one is going to point down the road where they came from and kind of shrug.
There is a... I have this... Oh, also, I have the mission called Weed in the Garden. But...
Okay.
My names of my missions can be completely different from yours. I do like that you're keeping a quest log, though. That's cool.
I'm still shooken up, right?
Yeah.
Probably. I would be. That's
Yeah,
fucking wild.
As a little disheveled still, Esna will shake their head and say, "Warren, I'll need to inquire with you later of what happened in there."
Yeah. Well, I'll after that guy ran into me and ran off, I'll look back at you and put my hand on your shoulder and like give it a supportive squeeze. Like, hey, what we said in there about all these people, what they're saying about the vicar isn't right. It's wrong. They're incorrect. You're doing a great job.
They shake their head and then just say under their breath, "I'm not right for a great job, Warren. You know that."
Mountain fucking Father Benedict's bullshit. You're doing great.
While they're speaking, Esna will be like resetting their crowns. That way, the hood is more covering what's under. It's covering their vestige. The nameless one will see for a brief moment what looks like a fuzzy ear and not a human ear tucking behind the hood. I saw visions in there. Dark visions. I don't know if I could go to Father Benedict, but...
Esna, you feel a calm reaching over you. It's strange. It's warm. It's not hot, it's not cold. But it's similar to what you felt in the graveyard. Its presence becoming more pronounced. Eventually, you find that there is a face that kind of flashes in front of you. You're not exactly sure what you see, but it seems to be a man. He's kind of elderly. And then as quickly as it comes, it vanishes. You will indeed feel a pull that kind of comes towards you. It's telling you to reach the town square. You're not exactly sure why.
I'm assuming the town square was in the direction where the person ran from.
Oh yes.
I'll quickly turn in that direction and say something's come about. We should go. We should see what my people are running from.
If you look over to the nameless one is already pointing in that direction, but kind of looking fearfully. There's a fearful, there's something going on over there. Whether or not we want to go there.
There is a lingering sense of something. All of you guys can feel it. To most of you guys, it's heat. it's heat. If you look in the general direction of the places where people were running, you see that there's a large smoke cloud which begins to rise within the air.
I told you! I told you! Fucking greased up guy!
Slick in the fucking city! Goddamn bastard!
The nameless one definitely has a different opinion from the vicar as far as we should be taking off instead of running towards whatever that is. And they will let the vicar know, like, just by kind of like playing out charades over in a corner of like pointing in the direction of the square and then like making an X with their arms and like, you know, like waving.
What is in the direction? What is in that, like, we've been in the city before. Hi, like, do we know what that general area would be, or like, I guess?
It's kind of a lot of things. I mean, like, some people might go there for a tavern, some people might go there for a quick bite to eat. It's a plaza square where a lot of people kind of have a cloistered bunch of humanity to perform interesting bouts of something. Maybe someone stands on a soapbox and then starts yelling absurdities. Maybe someone's juggling one day. Maybe executions are happening another. It really can be anything. What's weird is that you've never really seen anyone try to set anything on fire. Generally, that's frowned upon, considering a lot of establishments are made of wood. That's a fucking act against the purveyor to some extent.
Yeah, but it's basically the city square, or the town square.
Very much so.
Okay, cool. We need to try to help out.
Yeah, seeing the nameless one do the charades, Esna will only pause for a brief moment and say, "No, this place is protected because of me. I need to go. You don't have to follow if you don't want to, but stay low, stay safe."
Such a noble vicar.
There is a very, very, like, you know, eye-rolly, like, sigh out of the nameless one, and then they'll just start walking towards the square.
I was saying, you didn't. I was just saying, if you weren't walking towards the square, like, yeah, well, you don't have to follow her, but you should follow me since I have your blood.
There's a very, very eye-roll, like...
You guys are able to now see the change of venue, I'm assuming?
Yeah. I gotta
Let
draw
me-
blood.
As they are walking, though, the nameless one is gonna write into the journal, "You're gonna be the death of me," and then point it at the vicar.
Ha! It can't stop me because I can't read.
The screams begin to amplify. The heat begins to raise the temperature of the area around you. You start hearing screaming, pleading. As you hear someone pleading, eventually you hear that silence. You hear a female scream in terror before she falls silent as well. You are about maybe 15 seconds away from arriving to the site that you're about to see. As soon as you get within the graces, you see that there are probably maybe 50 people still around. Hundreds of people had to have run away. Definitely the same person who ran away from you guys. Many people probably followed suit. There still seems to be some sparse amounts of humanity here. And then within the center of the town, there seems to be something even bigger. You come within the opening of the town square. There are people that are in a mass congregation, all having pitchforks, some with torches, some with bottles. They seem to be like, kind of like Molotov cocktails, honestly. This is a mob. This is very much a mob. You see kind of like within the center of it a very large figure. You're not exactly sure because he's being obscured by a lot of things. A little girl with a ferret that kind of like runs around like on her shoulders. It's kind of cowering behind her. This white albino creature. She's kind of on her knees, her hands draped before her. Two dead people, a woman and a man. The crowd, they start to yell accusations. You hear that some people are blaming the vicar, and then some people are saying,
No, that time is far gone. This is the cause right here. A fucking bitch.
you hear a lot of accusations being thrown towards this little girl. So many people talking about the famine, how they're running out of food, how it's been 3 days. One person promising his brother that after this deed is done, the fields will yet again grow. Your eyes peer across the woman in front of the little girl that just now collapsed. A large man in the center, screaming with joy. What do you guys want to do?
The nameless one has been called a monster all of their life. They're going to step in front of this little girl.
You race forward with inhumane dexterity, because I think that is definitely within range of you.
Oh yes, basically everything is within range.
Oh god.
You have a lot of speed.
Yeah, so I think currently 70 movement speed.
Yeah, you could definitely get there. You can
Yeah,
definitely
no,
get there.
it's yeah, I'm there. I'm gonna stand in front of this poor soul, and I'm gonna hold up my glyph. Anyone in this crowd that wishes to look upon that can have a fun time. Anyone that doesn't wish to look upon that, yeah.
The front row of people will look at it, and you hear some of them screaming in pain, some of them laughing hysterically. There's a couple of people in the front row that drop to the ground and start munching on the grass, trying to shovel in as much dirt as possible in front of their mouths before laughing towards the sky.
I'm gonna take the little girl, and I'm gonna try to move back a little bit.
She will very much like to hide behind you.
I'm gonna try to take this little girl to safety.
Well, let's see. Get there. That was 55. So is that 25 left?
It should be 15, right? Because 70 15. Yeah.
Math beat Burr. Sorry.
Burr. No, I got it. Don't worry.
She is kind of. You would have to take her hand. Her eyes are just 1,000-yard stare right now. She doesn't know how to feel right now.
I'm kind of trying to hide her under my robes.
You shall do so. There is a boisterous upheaval from the mob. You kind of hear a woman say,
"That one right there, she's in league with it. We should kill her right now."
Another one kind of looks at them and is like,
Is that a Vitari? I haven't seen one of those in a while. Placed a couple of them on a pike during the war.
You're saying we got fucking Vitari in this town?
You hear like a lot of clamoring. The crowd becomes even more boisterous. A lot of them start raising their torches even higher to the sky.
Fucking monster! Kill them all!
They'll bring nothing but destruction to our town.
You guys have one action before things get rash. Is there anything you would want to do? Be it combat, de-escalation? Because these guys are getting riled up.
Where'd the girl go? Wait, where did the girl go?
The girl's
she's underneath.
behind me.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, the girl's behind
Underneath
me.
the cloak.
We are.
Help.
I'm hiding the girl as best as I can.
Okay.
I don't know what the fuck I could do considering what the nameless one just did.
I mean, so like this is kind of how so like you have a lot of influence within the town. So like if you play around scenarios and you're just like, I have a little bit of pull here, let's see what I can do. Like, someone might have to beat like a 7 with a contest, and then for you it's like a 3. Like there's different weight depending on your backgrounds and things. So like if you want to try certain angles for like, maybe I could do this, maybe for me specifically I might have a, then I like to play on things like that. So because you are so influential within the town, even though a lot of people are partially blaming you, who's to say what would happen depending on what you tried to do? Just know that this crowd is insanely angry and they're kind of blinded. They're looking for any scapegoat.
Yeah, what can I roll to look for a way to de-escalate, but redirect? I would like to redirect and find a way for them maybe to channel it into something else.
So you can choose either int or dis. So int would basically utilize the knowledge that you have accessible to you, and you could fabricate a very smart play of action. Dis is kind of utilizing wisdom and then figuring out how to tread within conversation with this hostile group. Both of which will help you in a very similar way, but they'll offer different responses. So you can choose one of those for your contest, so a dis contest or an int, and then from there you can add. You can add like politics, because you're de-escalating by just communing and interacting. It's basically diplomacy. If you're trying to be aggressive with it and you're threatening the might of something that you might have, whatever, like you can use intimidation. So you could have politics, intimidation, and a dis contest. You can use any form of like, I think this will work. And if you make an argument towards me of like, if I do all this stuff, could I do this all together? I might say yes.
Really don't think it gives you any bonuses. Weapon proficiency, tame beast, stealth, survival, swing.
I know, I definitely want to use politics. You said I can use more than one?
Yes, so your aptitudes, you can add if you get any modifiers from aptitudes, you can use as many aptitudes as you want, so long as they make sense. Yeah.
You don't get any modifier from politics because you only have a 2. You have to have a 5 to get a 1.
Okay,
so... Can I control my character real quick?
Oh,
I cannot move.
Here, drop them on the map real quick. Let me delete them.
Okay.
I want to argue cure for the idea of I know these people are starving and they feel ill, and so I want to focus on the I know you're suffering.
Yeah.
Let me redirect this energy.
I like that. Yeah, run for me that. That is really nice. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That is a massive success. Okay.
While I'm doing this, I want to create an opening for the nameless one to slip away.
So you hear like a lot of people kind of talking amongst themselves. You hear like, cure? Wait.
To the famine.
Vika says she has a cure. You hear like a lot of them kind of like bouncing off of each other. They're kind of puzzled. They don't exactly know what. As you continue speaking, you start to give them lip service to the idea that there might be something within the asylum that's currently being cooked up. We just need more patience and we need more time, but a fix to this situation is working. It's nothing supernatural. There are no witches. There's no, like, you're trying to de-escalate the conversation and then redirecting towards like a, hey guys, we have something. Just give it some time.
I'll also finish it off with a spin of turning against one another when all we have left is each other is against the will of the creator, especially ones of vistage so young.
You hear like a lot of people go silent. Some of them want to speak out, some of them want to speak up, some of them agree wholeheartedly, but no one dares say anything. Like, your matters of the maker are objective. Everyone can see the crown above your head. As this kind of falls silent, you will hear a boisterous yell from like the centermost part of the crowd where someone screams, "Oi! I'm hungry now!" And then you hear this loud stomp begin to happen, and you hear like a man that's kind of next to this large lumbering individual say, "Hey!
Move out the way!"
You hear a pause. The thumping begins to stop. The man towering over the other man says, "Move?"
"Yes, you lumbering oaf. You almost fucking crushed me, you fucking daft."
He just starts yelling a bunch of obscenities.
"Are you dull? Are you a dullard?"
"Me dullard? You call me slow? You call me slow?
The man brandishes a very large saw. He begins to wind up.
You call me slow? You tell me to move.
The person sitting next to him is full of fear. You see that there is a woman there. She's very nervous. She seems like she almost knows what's coming, as if she has precognition. You see her slink backwards out of the crowd and runs towards a nearby house.
I'll show you, slow. I'll show you. Move.
There's a large slice that comes through and severs the man in two, his legs removed from his body. The large man grabs his arm and drifts his body up to his head. This corpse's face drops slack.
Now you move.
A corpse is chucked 10 feet outside of the crowd and lands against a house. It crumples into the corner. Everyone fucking screams and starts to disperse. No one knows what to do. That single slice didn't just cleave that man in half. It severed the arms and legs of probably 7 other people. No one knows what to do. No one knows what's going on. Everybody runs. And as the crowd is dispersing, you see a very large individual. He carries around, alongside his saw, a weird dagger that he then just kind of like almost touches. He does this weird thing where he kind of like clicks his head to the side 3 times.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. It's been 4 days.
The man beneath him, who is now only half a body, he keeps one hand on his back and then takes the other hand, rips into his back, and then tears the spine from the corpse. The dude's head's still attached. He then looks towards your party.
Sister says if I kill Witch, I get to eat. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
You see that the man's spine, almost like a flail, starts to strike the ground as the man starts whipping it against his side. He's ready to move towards you guys. The mob is now gone, but this person remains. Does anyone have a background in war? Any form of wars that might have been fought in recent memory?
No.
I don't know if
No?
nobility counts as that, but
Nobility might, but not really. You'd know about vanquishers. You wouldn't know about what this guy is. That's fair. If anyone would like to, you may roll a privy contest, but this is going to be a high DC, or a CD. It's relatively obscure. It's a 6.
Would I maybe
Okay.
know about it?
I can
because
do it.
they kill people a lot, or no? That would be, yeah, that would be crazy, right?
No.
Yeah.
alright, privy, let's see what I got. I got a... Okay, I actually have nothing in privy, but privy is assisted by discernment, right? Or intelligence.
It could be either. Depends on what you want to use it for. Privy is just your general knowledge of just all things. If you're using an int contest, you're utilizing that knowledge to formulate something or just intellectually deal with something. If you're doing something with dis, it's more about feeling tact. It's more about what is my wisdom of what to do
I'm
with
trying
what
to go
kind
with
of environment.
tact. Okay, so discernment.
Yes, for sure.
Well, that would be a 44 plus 5d4, so let's go ahead and roll that.
It's just a very large angry man. It is technically at a time of day where you guys can go first. If you guys want to attack, you can. If you want to try to de-escalate, you can try. If you want to try something else, if you want to fucking run, you can. It's up to you how you handle it. Everyone seems to be fucking running though, so.
The nameless one is gonna kind of look to their party and just look back and forth, and then just tap everyone on the shoulder and then bolt.
You're gonna run, okay?
Well, I mean, we really don't have a huge reason to fight, other than you know the vicar kind of being the
Protector.
the protector of the city. But I mean, would the vicar be in charge of like an unruly mob?
The vicar
Or are they
would.
more of like a pope instead of like a police?
So they are, if we were in a holy city, they would be the Pope and the police. Unfortunately, because this is not a holy city, you lose the police aspect. They are kind of just the Pope. Most of humanity listens to the Pope because the religion is very, very human-centric. And due to a lot of the horrors that exist in the world, a lot of people gravitate towards it. So if she were to speak, most groups of people that are human, it would be absolute.
What the vicar will do, I'm probably gonna listen to. And
I will say, this guy doesn't exactly seem to care.
And I did say to stop, and he has not stopped.
Oh no, yeah.
I only have Esna has probably so much patience, but seeing how much has already been lost, he'll. I'm gonna say, do I have what weapon do I have now?
If it's the same character, I think you have a flail or a sensor.
Is it my sensor with the incense in it?
Yes.
I'm with a solemn face and a bow of my head, I will ask for a blessing in the steps forward into this place of darkness, and pull out, tug at a chain that is underneath my robes, and pull out the censer that immediately lights a flame as smoke comes around me, or incense burns around me.
The room begins to smell with a nice drifting aroma of incense.
It smells like frankincense. Frankincense and...
I hate patchouli. Just don't make it patchouli.
No, it's not patchouli.
Myrrh.
No,
Very
frankincense and
Judas.
sandalwood.
Okay.
Sandal.
And I guess, what, are we on the first attack?
Yes. Oh yes. This is your round. Should you want to?
Alright. How far away is he?
Would the nameless one see what's going on?
Oh yes.
I mean, you have a child. I did say you can go.
I do have a child in tow. That is fair.
I will use the hex arm to teleport in closer first and do the first attack of the campaign.
Huzzah! Hold on. Right before you do that, the man brandishes the dagger that was put within his waist, and instantly, as you go to lunge towards him, let me roll a 1d2. 2! Alright, so his dagger begins to spin around your arm and cut certain sections of it. You find that your arm begins to bleed and instantly drops your sensor. Yeah, you definitely have charm proficiency, so you're gonna hit guaranteed. Your sensor does a base of 6 damage, is that right? Depending on the material that it's made of. Because it's bronze in the beginning, this guy is human, so that's another +1, I think.
It should be the base damage.
Bronze, I believe, does +1 damage to mortals, which this guy definitely is. So that would be because I think one-handed is a base of yeah. So it's like 6 + 1 is 7. So
We'll
7 damage.
We can run with that for now, and if it needs corrected, I will tell you.
Okay. 7 damage will go through. You will find that your sensor begins to blunt him alongside the head. The ash fleeing into his eyes, the dust kind of clouding his eyesight. As he is kind of partially blinded for half a second, it's like his hands naturally know where to go. You see him do an up strike to knock your hand out the way, and in that action, you find that your arm is left bleeding. You're gonna take 15 points of, if you don't have any armor, 15 points of bleed, and you're going to drop this this item of yours.
15 sounds like a lot for level 1.
Well, he's a big guy.
The nameless one is playing no games.
Oh yeah, this guy comes from the extended bestiary, so things hit a little bit harder sometimes.
The nameless one playing no games will shoot. First of all, at the dude. It's gonna be.
Could you mark where my sensor dropped? I'm going to
Yeah.
move away.
I'll have it be we'll have it be.
I'm assuming that misses.
I'll have it's this tendril right here. It's actually a tentacle. It has been for forever.
It's actually your sensor.
Yeah. So that arm of yours is crippled for the duration of combat. So, okay, 1, 2, yeah, that'll fail.
Will
Unfortunately.
miss. All right. Well, in any case, I'm gonna move 20 foot forward. Show this poor man my my glyph.
Hi, I'm right next to you.
And then I'm gonna move 40 foot back, or not 40 foot. I'm gonna move 25 foot back. That will force a sanity contest. At which point, Mind Rotter takes place.
Yup.
At which point, Gate also takes place. So it will be a standard sanity contest. So let's see if he fails the initial one.
I also, before this was running, I would have started my violin.
For sure.
And so everyone would gain a plus 10 speed, plus 2 bypass damage.
He takes 2 extra damage from bypass.
Uh-huh.
Extra speed, that's great.
I'm gonna move in front of her.
C'est magnifique.
Cover her with my bushiness.
Your bushiness.
There's nothing to see here. Giant bush in the middle of the town square.
Exactly.
Hiding
I
small
need a
child.
Standard sanity contest. I think it's standard, right, for glyph.
Could be, yes. So let me do a sanity.
Ooh.
Technically, you win. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
So he
he's
fails 1
failed
sanity.
plus the 2 others from Mine
Plus
Rotter.
the 2. Holy
Failed
shit.
3 sanity contests. And on top of that, he takes 5 mind damage. No, wait. Because he failed 3. And Gate
5, 10, 15.
takes 7 mind damage, I think, right?
7? I might
Yeah,
be.
because-
It's been a while since I've looked at the.
Because Mind Rotter is +1 because we're MR1, right? And then he
Okay.
failed the initial sanity contest that I gave him, and then it counts as a 2 failed sanity contests against me, right? So that's an
Yeah.
extra 6. So 6 + 1, 7. He takes 7 mind damage.
You hear a sudden burst of laughter periodically. Every other 3 seconds, he gets within fits of anger, then sobbing, then laughing. He's eyeing the ground often. It's as if he has a fixation with grass.
I don't like that. I'm gonna move away. After my attack.
You may
I'm
do
gonna
so.
move away after my attack. We're gonna move back to here. Yeah, hi, Wyatt. How are you doing?
Jacob, would Warren like to do anything?
Yeah, I'll slash at him with my daggers.
Let it forth.
Alright, so that's charm proficiency, even though it's
Oh,
not
yes.
good roll.
It'll definitely hit.
So that's 7 damage because I got bronze.
I would like to also flourish that.
Flourish
And
and
Flourish?
add 5 break to that.
add 5
God damn.
break.
Or no, sorry, add 1 damage dice.
1
So
dip,
12.
that's
12 double damage. Double damage.
+1, that's a 13 right there, guys. And then
Oh, yeah,
my next
brother.
attack automatically hits no matter what.
It's fucking no,
It's
dude.
a crit!
It's a crit! Double damage! Quadruple damage, I think? Are we souping this as well?
I don't know. It depends on what. If he wants to
do
flourish
I-
this one,
Flourish?
the first one or the second
Do you have the stamina?
I have the stamina for it.
Oh god.
Yeah, I can flourish them both. Because that'll be 9 stamina each, right? It's each attack, not... Or is it each person?
So it applies to the action. So if they're throwing another attack, then you're not, because you're not buffing the turn, you're buffing the actions.
Okay, is this 2 separate actions for him?
Yes. So you
Okay.
flourish the first one, and then that increased the damage amount. This
that
one, 13
knocks-
damage rather than 7 for the first one.
That knocks my entire amount for the round, but that is... Yeah. I'll do both. Plus 1 dice.
So then this is now plotted. So 24 plus 1. Or no, wait. Is the plus 1 from bronze doubled as well?
Yes. So it'd be -2 alongside that. Whopping 26 damage. You cleave your dagger and drag it across the body. He's not disemboweled, but there is a large gap hanging outside of his body. He kind of holds it in pain.
So that gives me 7 adrenaline. And then I will move myself kind of this way to try to be a little bit in front of and away from the child. So that he tries to look at us, hopefully.
It shall shift to his turn. You see him shift his gaze towards you, kind of like reeling in pain from the slice. You just opened up his stomach. He narrows his gaze and then says,
You think me stupid too? Everyone call me stupid. Well, I'll crush all of those insects, starting with you.
He raises the spine from the man that he ripped it from and rushes towards you. Let me move this tiny little tentacle out the way.
I didn't say anything about being stupid, but okay.
Everyone call me stupid.
Manhandle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does a 6 hit your AO?
No.
God damn, you're potently strong. Holy shit.
I have
That's what I'm talking about. Let's freaking
Fuck
go.
you.
Alright.
Very strong punch. He kind of punches through, attempting to kind of manhandle you. This fails completely. His body kind of moving a little bit past you. He tries to regroup himself and then counter again. He is going to... So as he's kind of like flying forward, he throws a punch. This seems like it's aimed for you, but it's not. You see an underhanded fist at the last like second, and then this collides with your stomach.
I can't do reactions now, can I?
If you haven't used a reaction, then you can use a reaction right now.
Cool. Give me a second. I might just make it so you can't do anything real quick. One-handed thing. Oh no, that's not right. There's no contest though, so I can't do a counter, can I?
No, unless you have like a counter strike or something that like specifically talks about.
Parry with one hand while counter striking with the other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you could use that necessarily because he's not technically rolling anything. Well, no, you can. He would just have to roll a normal contest against you, and whoever gets the highest results. Yeah, we can run that, and you can avoid this attack potentially.
Okay.
So this will be a dex. That will most likely definitely fail.
Oh, it's just gonna be my weapon attack, isn't it?
Yes, it's his weapon attack versus.
I got a crit.
Fuck! Oh.
I think that fails.
So
not an expert, but
that is a crit.
Holy fuck,
So
dude.
functionally, what happens is that he tries to throw a punch at you. This hidden strike. This will be countered by you, leaving him exposed. And I believe your action allows you to get a full main action now to punish that failure,
No main action.
which now has a crit on top of that.
Cool. So yeah, I'm gonna as the punch.
What the fuck happens?
Hey, this is me. The gun.
Also, Jacob.
At me. Yeah, what's up?
How do you want to do this?
Oh, awesome, cool. As the gut punch is coming at me, Warren is going to use left-handed dagger to push that out of the way, and then come up with the other dagger up into the guy's neck, or as close to his head as he can, to try to do as much damage as possible. If he can only reach his sternum, then he's going to stab it into his sternum as hard as possible.
You will feel it catch, but you will feel it also break through as you eventually make it up to like his head. The dagger just sticking out of his throat, his head just bobbing forward as it's trying to mumble words. Not able to say anything. In his mind, I'm sure he is trying to say many things, but he collapses upon the floor, this large mass, as a river of blood starts to run from his body.
Yeah, all my adrenaline's gone now. Upset it.
First blood! Sorry.
First blood!
You see anyone who might have been slightly steelhardy kind of take a step back, and then they just fucking book it.
I
Loot that body.
Oh no.
Try to leave the body?
I'll move
that body.
next to it as they loot it, and to get through like a pocket, I'll just creep over top of that.
Who the hell is this guy?
If any of you were to have the ability to wield, I mean, technically all of you can wield an unorthodox weapon. The spine attached to the severed head will apply wet. This will reduce the amount of damage that an enemy is able to do to you by like 50%. This effect wears off after a couple of hours. The blood basically coats the enemy and like makes it hard for them to efficiently do damage. This is a standard, you could consider this a whip in terms of damage. As for the body, what it has on it, you kind of rummage through and you find just not much. You find like maybe two Armila. Actually, let me roll a 1d4.
Real quick.
3 Armila.
Blood money. When you kill an enemy by dealing the final blow, you may carve into their body. Roll a normal contest, adding no modifiers. If you succeed, you find 1 crown hidden in its entrail.
Oh
Run it.
my god.
There might be some more money hidden inside of
Is
his
it just
body.
a 44? Is it just a regular 44?
Yeah, it's just a 44.
Yeah. 1.
Unfortunately, it will not succeed.
Damn, dude. I
Aw.
don't have a charmed dice to use. Upsetting.
Now that this has all come to fruition, Esna will kind of, clutching their bleeding arm, just say sharply, Warren, I can't believe you've done that. And then
he is attacking us.
they kind of said that in between like astonishment and guilt. So you don't think they're not really coming down on you, they're just surprised.
How do you
And then
know some things happen in the graveyard? There's some things come back to life and they need to die again. All right.
I'll look to the quiet one, the nameless one, and say with a little more firmly, "What did you do to those people? What did
While
you
they're
do to
having
my
this
people?"
conversation, I'm going to merge the large body.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna pick up the sensor.
You lay on top of him, his flesh starting to peel from his muscles from bone, as it starts to absorb and kind of very quickly just move into the bush. The bush just undulating and rustling for a second before kind of quelling.
Yum.
Green giant. Yum.
The nameless one, you are going to feel a poking on like your torso. It seems to be the little girl.
I'm gonna kind of wrap the little girl against me as the vicar is talking to me, and I'm gonna kind of like look down to them and put my arm in front of them and kind of put my arm up towards the vicar. I'm gonna kind of look at them both, and I'm gonna kind of make a quirky, like, head tilt, as if, like, if I talk to you, you're not gonna hurt the little girl kind of thing. But I think they would need to roll discernment for that.
I would like to roll something in absorbing the little girl. If this is
For sure.
a little girl I know, if you...
Yeah, give me a privy. Give me a give me an int contest privy.
Nah, okay.
This will be a lower roll for you. You know a lot of people in the town.
Okay, at least that.
I wouldn't say a lot of people in the town, but this family specifically, you might know a little bit about because of 2, 3. Yeah, that works. So you won't know everything. You won't know the nitty gritty about it, but you know that this family, this targeting, those over there are her parents. This family has been blamed before. It's not uncommon. Her parents, some of them, like one of them dealt with alchemy. Another one kind of did research, kind of at the asylum. They weren't a nurse, but they kind of did some experiments sometimes. They were testing for cures to ailments. Often they would be seen at the apothecary talking with homeopathy scholars in the apothecary themselves. Sometimes buying herbs and going back to the house. A lot of superstitions would kind of drift up with all of the herbs that they just kind of had around the office, including just how frequent they would go out in the middle of the night. People thought that they were up to no good. So like you would receive a lot of complaints saying that like these people are witches, like these people are weird occultists that are planning to do something terrible, no one knows what. You will be able to surmise that with all of this information coming together, they were probably blamed. Everyone is having a finger being brought towards them, even you. Thankfully, you had immunity, unlike her parents. But seemingly that was what happened.
The nameless one will see the vicar sort of look at the child, and they'll lower their arms and their shoulders will kind of lose their confidence, and they'll just say, "I'm sorry, little one. A great darkness has come over this day."
She does not respond. Her eyes are just drifting past you. She's poking the nameless one, but like there is almost nothing behind her action. It's just she's just doing it. Maybe they've always been doing it and now they're just noticing after the excitement has kind of worn off. They're just kind of in a perpetual state of daze.
Can the nameless one kind of try to figure out what the poking is about? What do I roll for that?
I think a discernment.
Okay. Alright, so...
I will give the nameless one time to do that as well.
You won't know... Yeah, no, that gives you something good. I mean, it gives you the best outcome for what you can know. Because, like, you're new to this town, you know nobody. You know none of her tendencies, you know none of, like, secrets that her parents taught her about, or just ways to cope that she's been talked about, or... She's clearly in distress. She's in shock. She doesn't exactly know what is going on. She's trying to process what is currently going on. Maybe this is just like a reaction that's harkening to something that is like something that you don't know about. Maybe she is trying to tell you something, but like it's just shock.
I'm gonna kind
You're the
of
person that kind of rushed towards her, so she's kind of gripping a little hard. So it's very clear that she doesn't really want to come away from you. There's a form of comfort that comes by being beside you.
I'm gonna hug the little girl.
With this urchin, a thought crosses your mind of, well, whenever you were stalking the grave tender, you happened across an orphanage, but it was not a place where you would want to send a child. You don't know where to drop this kid off, especially now that they do not have their parents, but this child is definitely now an orphan, and what happens is completely up to you guys now.
You can't do this to the nameless one after knowing the nameless one's backstory, you fucker. Alright, like... Oh no.
They're clinging to your leg.
Esna will stare at the child and look to the nameless one, seeing that they're protective at this moment, and just say solemnly, "Watch over her for now until we figure out what to do." I saw where the woman ran off into the building, right?
Yes, so she is over here. There's a tiny little nook and cranny inside the house, like a hole within the wall. If you were to skirt in there, you'll see that there is a kind of a little coop. This is kind of where some of the farmers kind of keep their chickens. So you hear a cacophony of noise of chickens every now and again making squawks, and you hear like be quiet.
Do I know that she was connected to the bigger man that we just
You might
annexed from this
suspect.
world?
You might, yeah, you might suspect.
Oh, I might suspect, huh?
You might suspect. Would
I'm
you
gonna
like to
go
approach the
investigate
person?
that. Yeah, Warren, come with me.
Warren, do you wish to follow?
I have,
You guys-
I have her weapon, or his weapon, so I must bring it.
It's they works. They she.
Yeah.
You now have your sensor again, smelling good, like frankincense. As a tentacle.
Non-elevical.
You raced past the archway, kind of like dividing these houses, and you kind of like turn around the side. There is like a plank of wood that is kind of like disheveled. It was scrambly put back. There's clearly an ease of just like, I could just push this out the way and just kind of like step in. You see a woman just kind of like crunched up inside, her hands just kind of like over her face, like her eyes peering through her fingers. She just kind of looks at you.
So, what became of him?
He's gone to some place much kinder than what happened today.
She takes a deep breath and then kind of looks towards you, Warren. Your blades stained with blood, your clothes even more so, and she says,
So I'm guessing you're the one who did him in, right?
Yes.
she kind of stands up, her shoulders kind of draped down. She walks up to you, Warren, puts her hand in front of you.
I guess I should be shaking your hand.
I don't think you should.
Oh, believe me. I'm kind of happy that he's no longer a threat to everybody else as much as he was to himself. He struggled with many a thing. Fight in the war, actually. I don't know if you noticed, but there was something not right with him. He took a large structure to his head, something or rather. Some say a giant arrow through the skull or something. Never was really right after the incident. Very easily sparking a fuse. Well, I mean, after one too many deaths. Some in the family, some not. You kind of get annoyed of, family killing. I'm betting you saw a lot of the bodies show up. Some of the most recent ones as of late reaching the graveyard were from him. The scourge is now gone from the town, so I guess that's that. He's my brother, but,
You're telling me that he's the one that has been sending bodies to the graveyard?
So do you know about an influx of bodies?
Yes, we know of the influx of bodies. It was actually quite
Can I-
each other beforehand.
Can I see if she's telling the truth?
You can try, yeah. Roll for me a disc contest. You could throw a politics.
Oh, fucking love this.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Okay. You can tell that she's not telling you the whole truth. After like a little bit of time of just kind of like rattling off back and forths and trying to like pry her mind, you tell that she's a little bit dishonest. She seems a little bit too chipper in this situation, very much so.
Mm-hmm.
You might get the hint that she knows more than she's actually spewing.
I'll kind of steady myself and clasp my hands in front of me and say, I'm very sorry for the loss of your family and the further loss of your brother, even if he was gone from you long ago.
Oh yes, terrible, tragic, gone.
I'm curious, as he did seem to listen and have a good tendency to follow at least the word of others he trusts. He said that you told him who was to blame.
Told him who was to... Many people tell stories around here, Vicar. I'm sure you've heard a lot of things recently. Who's to say that I told him anything?
She kind of looks with a smile, half chuckle, and then like her smile goes a little stale as she drifts her eyes towards Warren and kind of stares at like his hands that are just caked with blood.
Why don't you tell me what you're not saying? And perhaps the Creator will forgive you. It's a heavy burden to not speak the whole truth, is it not?
Well, Vicar, if I'm the one to come by later and sit in your office and tell you everything bad that I've done, well, I think I'd have a lot to tell you. We can talk the next 3 months over. Let's say this, okay? Look.
She kind of like comes close to you. Her voice gets real low.
There are people in this town, and I'm not saying that I'm one of them, but
and there is a arrow that instantly whizzes by. You see her eyes get filled with blood as her head is instantly impaled and severed from her body. It slams against the wall.
God damn it, Tommy.
And with that, we'll pick up next session.